Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Polybridge. Thank you as always for all of the support. It's been truly epic on this series. So thanks again, and we're still doing daily videos, so 2,000 likes, another episode tomorrow. Let's jump right into this. We are going to do the next level of Zen Gardens. Didn't we do a pass on one of these? And wasn't it that one right there which it says I've technically passed? How is that possible? Did we actually pass it over budget? That is ridiculous. You all probably raged at me on the last episode for that, so complete fail. We did actually do that level apparently. Whatever, let's just have some fun with the next one. So this is dangle drop, so we're going to have to create a bridge that's dangling by the sounds of it. So what happens here? Large paddle boat and paddle boat go first, then the hydraulics phase, then vintage car and vintage car. Right, I think I understand how this one works. I think I understand how it works perfectly. We got to drop a bridge down. The thing is, if you look at the height of this right here, I reckon we've got to... Okay, so with a road perfectly spaced underneath, something like that is what I initially pictured. This definitely needs to be higher. Can I not actually move that? What if I break that connection? I probably could. Yeah, there we go. Because the slope there is terrible, but then the cars are probably gonna whack their head on this thing, right? Do you know what? I've just sort of had another crazy idea actually. Alright, so what I'm thinking about at the moment is just lowering this down. So then what we need to do is have a frame. If we have the frame attached to the anchor point, it's not going to lower. So what we would need to do is have the frame here and then some hydraulics, connect it to that point. But as I was just talking about that, something else popped into my mind which I think is probably the way to go. We have steel. I'm absolutely going to use steel for this first point just because I think it's going to be the most important one, so bear with me here. This is really going to be tricky, this idea, but let's say we come up like at that sort of slope. Ha, look at that, see, we pass it, and then when that falls down it's going to land on the edge there, I reckon. So let's try and get the exact same gradient on this side. Is it me, or is that the same? But no, it's probably got to be over one more, and then there, and then there. Yes, okay, so now we need something very sturdy to hold all of that together. I'm going to use steel. If this takes us over budget, I'm fine with that, but I kind of feel with like the limited space we have here, we're going to have to do something special, and we can place that there. Interesting. Okay, let's keep these triangles small. In fact, let's just put the triangles down and drag them. That seems to be an easier way to get them nicely lined up. Okay, maybe what we should do... Actually, that looks about right. Just going to eye it now, really. I was thinking about trying to employ some sort of pattern, but I think this would do. Okay, so then we need our support struts from one to the next. So if they can hold out as individual bridges, then what we need is some hydraulics to extend, to expand even, and that's probably never going to be enough, but that's the concept. That's the concept. Let's start the simulation. Oh my god, this is actually it, isn't it? That's how you're supposed to do it. Right, that's actually holding out. Now there is not enough hydraulics, we can see that, but that is fantastic. Okay, so let's delete. That was our first simulation, by the way. We might get this on our second simulation. Let's go for here. I've got a feeling though that's too much of an angle for it to really cope with. Does that even make sense? Yeah, look at that, the amount of tension. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised if it had knocked into one of those boats and then bam, yeah. Not surprised at all. So the position of this needs to be different. How much we can get away with moving it, that will make a difference to some bits. Oh, it's actually generally more secure. That's good to see. Right, and now how's it going to fare on this next bit? Wow. Oh my god. That's almost it, isn't it, really? And it breaks, and it breaks. Okay, so what are we on? Attempt number 2. Let's change this to about 40. 41? 41. And let's make these bigger as well. Let's bring that out like there. And that as well. And I'm hoping that's just all around a lot stronger. It's also going to be heavier as well. Alright, we are way under budget as well. So down it goes. 41% is a little too much, but the concept is there, isn't it? It really is. Okay, so I feel like we still need more support down the bottom here. Let's go to 41 was too much. Let's go 43. Might be too much still. There we go, 43. I wonder if zooming in when changing those makes it easier to change the number, because it's very fine trying to do it that way. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, if this works. No, it's still... Oh, and it held out a little bit there, didn't it? It's still not quite enough. Okay, let's try and zoom in and see if that's going to help us go to 45. That felt a lot easier. Yep, that's definitely easier. Let's start the simulation. Oh my god, this one's going to be really cool. 17,000. Cool, I reckon if this works, you could probably take the budget down a little bit if you find out just the right... Oh, here we go. Okay, that's kind of weird. But I think I know how to fix that. This needs to be bigger. It needs to actually plop down on the other side, because at the moment it's not doing that. Now, how can we actually make that sort of happen? With another little bit of road? Just a tiny bit? And like a wooden anchor. Let's use a bit of wood here, because our budget is ranking up. That's racking up. That's the word I was thinking of. Right. Does that mean there's too much weight now on this middle bit? Like, did we go over the limit? Let's try deleting some steel and replacing it with wood, because that's going to be lighter. Nope, didn't like that. Again, more wood. Okay, it seems like adding the extra road just added too much weight, regardless of how much wood you have. And now what I've done is expanded these a little bit further. I'm hoping that the closer this goes down to the edge, that when one goes onto it, it knocks into the other wall, and then it doesn't swing. But that's not happening, so I think what we have to do is make this thing longer with the roads, and land on the edges, which means it's going to have more weight, which means I might have to redesign this whole thing again. It is quite unfortunate. Let's see if I can do it though. I'm thinking maybe if this wasn't so low. In fact, you know what we could do? We could literally just move that up and have the road in the middle a bit different. Those roads are now shorter, which is something to consider. But I was thinking if this didn't go down so far, then maybe the angle here could be a bit more broad, outwards to the side. I don't know though. Let's see what happens with this. That's just going to mean there's more of a gap, really, isn't there? Yep, bigger gap. More problems. Bam. So, to make this work, we had to sort of double up the joint in the middle, because it couldn't seem to take the weight. So now we've got two bits, and they connect across there. Thing is, this sort of creates some sort of imbalance, and I'm not sure where it comes from, because this is all symmetrical. Although that sort of looks like... no, it's in the right spot. Yeah, so let's watch this thing in action. Also, the speed isn't quite 100. Let's put it on 110. So yeah, you know the concept. It drops down like this. And then across they go. You can see it sort of hits the edges there as well, stops it from swinging. And they both get across, which is great. And look at that, our budget isn't as low as some other people have managed to do it. In fact, other people have found a much better way of doing this, it looks like, especially on the... joint stress right there. But I like that solution. That was a lot of fun. So on to the next one. Here we have only one. And we got a budget of 40,000. Let's have a look. Materials, wood, steel, piston, suspension cables, so the whole works. We've got a sports car, then a hydraulic phase. Then the large paddle boats go through, then a hydraulics phase and a little bug. Right, so the car goes from A to A. Then we have hydraulics, then from B to B. And what's the name of this one? Only one. Right, our budget looks relatively good, so you would assume you're going to have a road going like this. And you know what, it really just looks like a case of open the drawbridge, really. Support all of this, which could be relatively simple with these lower anchor points. And then just have some split joints here. Now that might be too close, you've got to pull it all the way back to a sort of right angle here. So it might be a case of building some support struts that go quite high up and then pull from further away. And we need to pull from both sides, wouldn't we? I think... Oh no, wait, look, we've got an anchor point back here, but not on the opposite side. I think we might do that, or we might put the split joint here, and just have it sort of... yeah, come back over. I don't know. We'll figure it out. There had to be a catch, didn't there? There's only one hydraulics that you can use. Which is crazy, to be honest. I'm not sure how we're going to make this work then. Do we have unlimited cables? Right. No, we only got 5 cables as well. So off the top of my head, you know, nothing's coming to mind, but I'm reminded of that one we did before where we used 3 hydraulics to do the job of 4. So we've somehow got to like figure out a system where with just 1 hydraulics we're going to open 2 drawbridges, and I think that's going to involve cables, right? So we're going to have like cables attached to something that then pulls inwards. Yeah, I'm picturing like a pivot point in the middle. It pulls downwards, and by doing so 2 like arms go up on either side and they're attached to cables to these bits. That sounds like what we're going to try. Okay, I found it, the way that it's going to work, but it doesn't work, and we're over budget, so let's see it in action. Basically, we've got our 1 hydraulics in the middle and some cables going over to either side. And there you go, it pulls it up, but it doesn't pull it up enough. And that is as far as the cable stretches, I think. No, cables can go as far as you like, can't they? And yeah, we're well over budget, so we've sort of gone overkill with the steel in the middle here, so we can probably definitely reduce some of that. But how are we going to get the distance right here? Because the hydraulics can only go so far, and that's its maximum range. So if the cable was longer, I don't think it makes a difference. And I don't think it makes a difference to what point you attach this. So maybe if the pivot point was here instead of there, then it would pull up further. Again, that still seems a little bit risky. Yeah, so something to think about there. Do you know what I might try right now? Let's say we deleted those, and that would actually stay stable, I do believe. Then we add... let's put the grid back as well. Let's say we add this, like so. That is actually not quite how I pictured it in my mind. The cable pulls from there, it's probably going to do even less. Maybe the cable should actually go further away. I'm really not sure. It's going to take some experimentation, isn't it? Let's see what happens when it's like this. Okay, it detaches and it's pulling further away now. It's lifted it up less. So longer on the cable appears to be less. That might not be exactly how it works. So let's try with the cable closer. And I don't think this is going to work. Something about that just doesn't look right. Like, this is supposed to go down and it's going to get pulled up. Yeah, bang. There you go. Right, so the reason that that works is because there's like an arc for it to be pulled back across. So, it turns out that this was possible. Just needed to tweak it. What's going on over there? Oh, don't tell me there's more to this. Oh, there is. I think we have to do something else over on this side. What is that about? Okay, that's on a ramp, whatever. So let's go back one step. You can see that I've reduced the size and the footprint of this, used a lot of wood. Could probably use a fair bit more. I think these beams right here might be a little bit unnecessary, but if we see it in action, then it works just fine until we find out that this over here apparently needs to be different. I'm not sure what to do with that, really. Maybe make a miniature ramp or something so that that thing can just roll off onto the ground and go across. It's a little bit strange that it's like that. So yeah, it just sort of gets stuck. So we need it to not get stuck. And that's probably going to mess around with the other car, right? I hope this doesn't tie into the hydraulics, like you have to make it do another little job over here. Okay, either way, can we get, like... an anchor point there? We can. Let's make a tiny bit of road. Can't create any more road. Yeah. Why would we be able to create more road? Is that a bug? That is... what am I going to do about that? I don't think I can interact with it just by having anchor points nearby. And we've still selected road. That's not going to help, is it? No. It's just going to fall down either side of it. Well, that really stinks. I now really have no idea what the idea here is. I have no idea what the idea is. Right, let's watch this one more time. I can't believe that. It's just going to get stuck, isn't it? Off you go, and you get stuck. I have no idea how to stop it from getting stuck then. Oh, this is so bizarre. So I thought of making a ramp over here, which I've sort of done, and then I added some support here in steel, and then I thought, no, what we need is like a cable holding it up. So this works for surprisingly longer than you thought it would. So the cable there is obviously going to offset things a little bit, but it holds up this side, the car makes it across, then you're thinking this isn't going to work, and it sort of swings across just at the right time so that can go through, and then all hell breaks loose. And it's done for. Well, it's not. This thing gets stuck. Because I didn't put anything there. If I did, how's it going to get back on the bridge? How is it going to get back on the bridge? Okay, I'm going to put that last one down to a bug. So on to the next one. This is Hot Pursuit. Got a large budget. Steel and pistons are available. Doesn't say wood. But you can see here everything happens all at once. So if we pay attention to where the cars are supposed to end, it's A2, A3, A1. So A2, A3, and then the police car is supposed to appear in front. So does that thing get any extra speed? I'm not sure. I feel like basically what we want to do is have a ramp. Actually, how much road do we have? It's unlimited. Okay, so let's say we have like a normal road going across and we find a way to support it all, or maybe even just make a jump would probably be easier. But if we have these two come along, and as they go along then there's a ramp, can the one behind it overtake? I don't think so. I'm really not sure how this one's going to work. I've got a feeling we might need to create something that'll stop these two momentarily as A1 goes in front of it. Yeah, it's going to be quite the challenge. A little bit unexpected, but this one worked first attempt. And I didn't have to swap the order of the cars around, it just drove until it went over the flag, so that's something. I'm also looking at my score here and wondering if it could be better. I couldn't really think of a way to get the car behind in front, but it is going faster, so some sort of ramp would be a way to get it over, but then these ones have got to go through, and you can use hydraulics, and I don't know, I messed around, couldn't figure out quite what it was I was supposed to do. So let's say we can get away with reducing this. That's going to take our budget down. How far down can we go? How much do I want to risk it? That's in the middle, isn't it? Oh, actually, if you look, they're sort of over by one a little bit. There we go. That's brought our budget down a little bit, I'd say. And will it still work? Fair bit of tension. Now a lot more weight comes on, and nope, it needs to be a little bit higher. Let's actually give it a bit of an arc shape as well. That'll help distribute the load. And try again and try and get the budget down. No! I should have left it alone. Oh my god, this is too amazing. Look at our budget. We've pretty much used all of it. This is about as big as it gets right here. I did make it smaller and get this thing to run on a lower budget. I think it's around 40,000. Then I thought about like having an isolated thing that's dropped on top of the cars like this, and this actually works, believe it or not. So let's see it in action. I mean, this is just incredible. I've got to zoom in on this. So that car actually goes up and over of that and lands at the spot it's supposed to first, and then those two arrive a little bit later. I think that was taking the piss right there, but that was hilarious. Awesome stuff, awesome stuff. Let's see what the next level is all about. It's called Drawn In. And there is an absolute ton of stuff happening all at once, and I cannot wait to play this one. This one looks really cool, but we're going to do that in the next episode. So that's going to be it for this one. Again, 2,000 likes on this video, another daily episode tomorrow. As always, thank you so much for the support. Really enjoying this game. Hope you're enjoying the videos too. But that's it from me, so thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Bye bye.